You guys want to switch topics?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Epic Mealtime video that came out. So, for people that don't know, Epic Mealtime is this channel.
Can I
They
link
make
it?
these.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. They make these amazing meals. They're like 50,000 calories. So I saw them make lasagna out of like 45 like fast food hamburgers once. They're notorious for their use of bacon and bacon grease, and then there's nothing healthy about it.
Daniels.
Jack Daniels, and then they eat it. And you think, oh, and then they eat it. Well, of course they do. No, 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 no. Like, if you saw this, you'd think that no regular people would ever eat this or finish it or do anything with it. But they're just, and they're one of the they're maybe the fastest growing channel on YouTube, you know, from week to week. I think Russia also gets it sometimes. But hugely successful channel. They put up a video recently, and they changed their format a little bit. They didn't make an epic meal in that one. And they talked about, you know, Kyle, give me YouTube money.
YouTube money.
So, and it got a lot of negative reviews, and I actually liked the video. And I'm not just saying that because I kind of barely know them, but they were on PKA once. That's how I barely know them. But to me, Epic Mealtime is the Harley show, and in that video, I still got it. I got Harley being, you know, the Harley character, acting crazy, talking about how he got that YouTube money or whatever it is that he was saying.
Yeah. At first, I was like, oh, they didn't cook a meal. But then I watched it a second time, and it's kind of like behind the scenes with Epic Mealtime and with them being silly at the same time. The second time I watched it, I liked it a lot more. I really enjoyed it. I watched it like 2 days ago.
You know, I think Brand and I actually talked a lot about that. And really, I think that video in its current form would have been received much better, but what it is just a matter of framing it. You know, if it was like, if they kicked it off and said, hey, we're not cooking this week because we just reached 1 million subscribers, we want to celebrate, come, we're going to show you guys what it's like in Montreal and stuff, like, people would have been fine with that, right? See, and all the content's the same. The only difference there is they present it differently, right? I think that would have changed it quite a bit, because I think, again, it's like the video itself is like you are getting 100% of Harley again, you know, and it's really it's, you know, I was cracking up through the whole thing, but just like it's always interesting. It's like, I think just slight shifts in how things are presented changes very much the discourse after the fact.
Yeah,
I think that's brilliant, man. I think that's exactly it. You know, if they had said, hey, we're doing a little something different for 1 million videos, come celebrate, people would have looked at it differently. Instead, somebody wrote epic sellout time in the stream. Like, I don't think that they were sharing the Harley enjoyment with his I have to say it, his YouTube money.
Oh my god.
It's so good. It's so good.
I think there's just 46,000 haters on there realizing that some of us actually do make a pretty good living off this.
Harley doesn't know, but he's coined like 3 or 4 phrases that, like, I think all of us use. Like, when I say sauce, it's sauce.
Oh, we were at a restaurant in LA a few weeks ago, and like the guy was coming, and like I had a baked potato, and he was like putting the sour cream and stuff on it for me. And he got to the bacon, and he puts 1 scoop on it. I'm like, more bacon. And he put some more on there, like, more bacon. He's just like looking at me and laughing. Like, I don't know if he knew what I was talking about or not, but I made him put a lot of fucking bacon on that potato before I let him leave.
I use Sauce Boss all the time. It's like, you the Sauce Boss? All right. It's incredible.
But yeah, I like your thoughts about framing that, because like I think it caught a lot of people's attention. Like, what I took away from that video is, you know, here's a guy whose channel was really successful, and everyone hated him for it. And it's like, wow, you know, that's kind of a tough spot to be.
Well, they're back in full form this week.
Yeah, they came back.
I didn't see this week's
fast food meatloaf.
Oh, that was amazing.
Pretty impressive. And they had a little skit at the beginning. It was pretty good.
Muscles Glass. Skit was incredible.
Yeah, Muscles Glass killed 2 guys. It was awesome.
I replayed the part where he pulls the newspaper down and just has the look like 10 times.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
So good.
Like, I really have to see the skit, like, because that's so I love the Epic Mealtime videos, but I don't know that I could watch 500 of them, right? Like, you have to take your basic formula and add to it, change things up. You know, what else do you have to offer? You can't make 500, you know, really similar 2-minute videos. Like, that's not how a long running channel goes. So now they're adding skits. That's kind of exciting. I want to see what's up.
Like these hot chicks are like, walk up and they're like, I'd like 15 Big Macs with extra Big Mac sauce. And like Harley's like sitting there, and he like lowers a newspaper with his glasses on, and he starts following them. And then like 2 dudes steal the burgers, And like Muscles glasses goes in to save the day, and then
he's like Muscles, take care of this.
he goes and snaps their neck, and she's like, he just killed those guys for burgers. He's like, yep. and she's like, how can we ever repay
the most
you?
incredible line.
He's like, you can share some of those burgers, you greedy bitch.
I have to check that out. I have to see
So
it.
incredible.